morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for April 14th, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, this might be really relevant, horribly irrelevant, somewhere along that spectrum. I don't know. Maybe you're just trying to catch something to keep your time busy. But if this makes sense, it looks like there's some things that we need to address. By the way, yes, as always, this is general, it is collective. Don't ever force these to fit your life. You can let these fall away. If you have questions about booking a session, see what services of mine might be right for you, go ahead and go to the description. There's a provided email address, and also you can find me on any social platform. All my business profiles are now at Raising Sivak, so there's no punctuation, no underscores, no spaces, nada. It's at Raising Sivak. So definitely find me, reach out, say hello, let me know where you are in the world, and let's see what's up. All right, so again, don't force this to fit. However, what I'm seeing right here is major time of impatience with you. What is going on? Things have seemingly come to a standstill at some area of your life. No matter what you do to punch your way through it, there is always a reason why things slow down. This is a time for you to really look inward and see what it is that you actually do want. So what I'm seeing in this as, well, imagine we have breathe and peace. But also we have the by the book. So it's not a time for you to necessarily rebel. It's not a time for you to go back to what's familiar. You are definitely at a pause. So what's happening with this pause? You really don't know what to do. But why don't you know what to do? Well, my dear, looks like you're ignoring the very signs that are in front of you because you don't like them. You don't like what they got to tell you. That doesn't feel confident. It feels like it might be producing some red flags that you need to be paying attention to. Those red flags that you are feeling, those signs that you are seeing are absolutely without question a sign. Even if it does present somewhat of a challenge to you, they need to be acknowledged. So what I'm seeing here is it's time for you to move on in a phase of life. You are at the point where things have to change, but the things that change, it looks like you're ignoring those signs about what it is that's supposed to change. Now, for some of you, this might be about relationships. It could be about work. It could just be just life in general. Where are we going to take these things? Well, seeing signs about things closing off and do not go, do not pass, do not do this, do not do that. Those are signs, but it makes us uncomfortable. So we tell ourselves that we're just overthinking it and that maybe we can just push through this. And Spirit's saying, yeah, let's see how that works. I know that it's aggravating. I know that it's overwhelming at this time. This is why it's another reason why it's at a standstill, because even though you're getting the signs and Spirit could just as easily have divine intervention, drop kick you into a certain direction, it's a point for you to really sit down and think about what it is that you do want. What do you want? What do you need to be the person in the life that you want to lead? What do you need to do to acquire the things that you want to have? The partnerships that you want to entertain? What do you need to change in order to get what you want? The laws of the universe are without question in effect right now, and there is really no rebelling against them. So one of my favorite books is 12 Universal Laws. Now this is by Angie E. Angelheart, Truths That Will Transform Your Life. So one of my favorite ones is the law of compensation. You have to give something in order to get something. But also we have, not the transmutation, oh, it was the transmutation of energy, okay. So this I actually came about earlier in the day for something else, and it is stringing true when I was pulling these cards out. And once you know, it's a general collective reading, so this is picking up on a lot of the energy that's going out. Hang out for a minute. All right, so this law simply means that the energy is always in movement, and all energy moves into physical form. Energy is perpetually present. We have, as we have covered before, this will include thoughts and our pictures in our heads, for these are energy too. Because we have thoughts constantly, according to this law, they will eventually manifest into physical form. No matter what your thoughts are or pictures are, they will at some point manifest into the physical plane. If your thoughts are of fear, worry, or depression, that is what will manifest. If your thoughts and pictures are of joy, happiness, and security, then that must also manifest. Have you ever heard someone say, "I cannot stick up for myself at work. If I do, I will get fired"? Then one day they've had enough of the stress and have let it build up, and they release it in one day at work, and then they get fired. And you hear them say, "See, I knew that would happen." Well, the real reason this happens is because that person thought it enough times that it gave it energy, and that had to be the outcome according to this law. The thought had occurred so many times that it became energy in motion and manifested into reality. If you have thoughts like this on a regular basis, it builds up a lot of energy behind it and becomes like an avalanche. If you thought about anything for long enough in your life, it comes in energy and motions, and it's difficult to stop or transmute. It would be like holding your hands up in the air and trying to push an avalanche back up a mountain. A more everyday occurrence with people. You may be going through a time of only making ends meet financially. So your thoughts become of fear, worry, and lack. The more you have those thoughts, the more being in lack will manifest and persist in your life. Because you believe it and create it, because you create it and persistent thoughts about it. So you, through your thoughts, have created this environment. Now, isn't that somehow infuriating? Because not only did you think about things that were happening, you thought about things that you didn't want to happen. And some of the things that happen in your life, you couldn't have even imagined. Why the heck is this? Well, let me tell you, with nearly 8 billion people on this planet, their realities are colliding with your realities. Vibrations are colliding with other vibrations. And as you figure out your vibration, the more that you wave through your vibration, the more you are going to find vibrations to wave through. So some part of you was on some sort of vibrational wavelength with whatever the collision was. This is what you need to pull back. This is why I talk to people about pulling back their energies from so much, because they tend to absorb the unexpected in those moments, which, I don't know, it's kind of a paradox in itself. Expect the unexpected, and what you are, you also attract. So if you aren't sure of what your vibration is, look at what you're attracting. That feels like a Cheech and Chong moment, I'm not gonna lie. Whoa, man. So it looks like what I'm seeing here is, yes, it is time to move on from a certain area of your life, but it looks like you're coming out of a really strained time of trying to not even just necessarily making ends meet, but trying to just survive, trying to find any way to make this life work, and it's just not working now, is it? It's because it is not in alignment with you, no matter how hard you try to work on it. So acknowledge the closure for what this is. I want you to do a check and see what your vibration is, where it's at. I'm getting pulled to 2 separate decks right now, so we're gonna see what's up. We have the stretch. So the stretch is talking about motivation in your life, How are you putting yourself out there? How are you taking care of yourself while you put yourself out there? Are you stretching yourself beyond your means? Now that can mean financially, emotionally, spiritually, verbally. I don't know. Are you wearing too much perfume? No. Jesus, the divine healer. Thank you, Jesus, for your divine healing powers and presence. And dear Archangel Raphael, I ask you for healing help with whatever your situation is. Thank you for your divine healing interventions. So where you don't see the shortcomings in this situation in your life, this is where you're starting to see the overwhelm and the stretch. And that's where wherever you are seeing that stretch, it's actually guiding you to give this up to Source, to Spirit, to God, and let them heal it for you. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sights, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. And I feel like there's one more. The energy of crystal supports you and helps you with your present situation. I'm not done with this though. Tell me more about this situation. I dropped wisdom of the oracle. I don't even know anymore. Okay, this is going to be a message from the main guide in regard to the clairvoyance and the crystals. Okay. Looking at your life situation as an argument, not an argument that you're having with an actual person at the moment. Well, some of you maybe, if this is in regard to a relationship, but the argument of change in your life is what this is talking about, and how there's more to one side, which is why I think you've been so stifled. Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. Just because you want to go back to something familiar does not make it right. It makes it in some dynamic safe for you, which is going to starve you in other ways. So I'm urging you to please hold back from doing that. There's always more than one side to an argument, two sides, if not more, to every story, to hundreds of ways of being right, being different, being at odds, and so on. Today we suggest, instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person's thinking or how an alternative plan might be laid. Think without and stay out of judgment as well. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another person's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore new ways of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and brings you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. So let's go back to what we were talking about. Yes, you know that you can't go back to a familiar situation, so it looks like the argument at hand is not necessarily you with another person. It's you and actually getting in line with the two paths of your life and where this is going. You have the path of the future, and you have the tried and true experience of your life. So what this is saying, instead of making the decision off of this and going back to that familiar, this is kind of urging you to work with your intuition and spirit and I guess the signs around you to really sit back and think about how different your life can be, a different way that you could live. What does it mean for you if you could change your life around in the most miraculous and different ways that you could have ever done in the past? Now, this is granting you a new level of control, and the signs that have been coming about have been warning you about the process of going back, and it looks like you are at a standstill in your life direction, but it also looks like there is a vision of you looking at what can be done, and it looks like there's been new people who have been either coming across your feed, introducing themselves to you, And also it looks like maybe there's been some new conversations that have been coming about what you might be interested in. So I see that there's open discussion that's been coming in. Where could you be putting your energy into? Who should you be talking to? Is this going to involve some sort of travel? Could you, teach, fill in the blank? So I really want you to think about that. What is Spirit communicating to you? What are you being inspired by? And I'm being pulled to this deck now. So what are you being inspired by? What is the inspiration and what is it telling you? First off, clear yourself. Release any toxic energies that you have absorbed. So it seems like with what has been coming your way, that's giving you a sense of worry, anxiety even. This is because it looks like not really sure that you would be able to fulfill this or that this is somehow going to be successful. Workshops and seminar, this is going to be a learning ground for you. Spirit is actually urging you to take some time to learn this new material in this new path of your life and start putting it into action. So what is this going to involve with you? Workshops and seminars. Giving speeches, attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose, and be open to teaching and learning. Being willing to forgive. Clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness and the law of attraction. You are drawing in a lot of experiences that are going to be based off of this new foundation. And I see the sorrowness of you walking away from the past, but needing to clear it out, because if you carry that sorrow while you still move forward, what you're going to bring into your life is going to have an undertone of insecurity, and it can actually break under the weight, which it gets resurrected once you do the healing work after you've already had that break. But let's try to avoid the break in general right now. What do you need to release and forgive in order for yourself to really be this person that your new phase of life is going to need you to be? For some of you, this may be readdressing the past. This might be family, it might be friends, it might be lovers, it might be careers, it may be years and years of study that you had not put to use. Another message. This is so funny. There are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Other times are perfect for taking that leap. No matter how dangerous it might seem, hold on to your parachute strings for today. Today is leap time. Realize that no matter what will not let you fall, drown, get lost, or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if it feels like you are in free fall, we are here for you. And you can stop freaking out about getting hurt, relaxing into this situation to something new. All the elements are in place, and your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you're asking about, it's time to take a risk and do the thing that scares you. No matter what happens, you will land softly on target, and don't worry about the outcomes. Spirit has that covered. It's taking the leap in itself that's the point. So, going back to your two paths, what is the other path? What has been inspiring you? What have you been called to do? Take that path, even if it seems like it's a risk. As long as you're not putting yourself in physical or legal danger, the Spirit's saying kind of go for it. And I kind of want to use that as a buffer, because as a reader, as a life coach, I don't want to see you actually putting yourself in a dangerous situation like that. So clear your thoughts, clear your minds, and let your mind drift and wander into the possibility of what can become of your life. What is the potential and the positive that your life can be? Picture yourself years down the road, whether it's 1 year to 10 to 20, I do not care. Picture that ideal life for yourself. What does that person need from you right now? What is the course that you need to sign up? What is the call that you need to make? What is the pep talk that you even need to give yourself? And also, in order to do that, in order to have more confidence in that, what is the call or the message or the verbalization of the forgiveness that you need to do? You have to give this in order to get this new life, whether it's even to forgive yourself. So what I see as the outcome of this, what is this leading to? Once you have the audacity and breakthrough on this, let's see. Balance and restoration, and you thriving, you not needing to depend on another soul on the planet. However, I need you to also realize you can depend on people, but it's not going to be a need, it's going to be a want. And there's a difference. Somebody is going to be giving you an offer. And what I see right here is they're really going to push for it with you. This is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. This is going to be a challenge worth taking. And look, we have the emotional eruption of who? The emotional eruption of moving on from the past. Your healing is going to be ugly. And you're not going to have to work so hard. Isn't that the catch? You know, you think you're going to have to work yourself into the ground, but this is saying through the healing and taking this risk, you're not going to have to work nearly as hard as you would have in the past. Yes, you're going to have to work. Yes, this is going to be a challenge, but the exchange is going to be vastly different than what you expected. So final cards for this reading, Spirit. You're on a path to victory. You are changing course. You are changing paths. You are changing a lot in your life. And what this is looking at, okay, you don't get to hold yourself back. You're going to be happy. You can see the path in front of you. There's really no excuses. So this, start taking charge of your life. Don't let yourself be walked on. Otherwise, you are going to miss opportunities. You do run the risk of doing that. This is telling you to be daring. Do you want to give up on this? Do you want to lose that? Do you want to lose your dream? Spirit's not going to give you the go-ahead on that one. There's people that you need to let go of, to forgive, to heal. You have to let go of what's not fulfilling with you and humble yourself to be in this learning position and make yourself be heard. Take charge of this. Your happiness is on the line. This adventure is on the line. It's going to take you moving into this very long-standing, long-term, very invested future. You are going on a journey, and my darling, go get it. Just go get it. Go get it. If you have questions about booking a private session, go ahead and find my email or the online profiles in the description. It's at Raising Sivak, and also the email address is going to be in the description. So I really look forward to connecting with you. And until then, stay safe, have fun, know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. And before I get off of this, I have made my Facebook group private. I'm now going to be expanding it into weekly meditations and meetings, and I'm going to be elaborating more on that in the very near future. But my business is going through an expansion, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there. So let me know through a message or in the comments what you would like to see. I would really love some feedback. Thank you. Bye. It's time for you to be a point of authority in your situation. It's time for you to step up. It's time for you to step forward. Now this is fun because look at this. You have, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. I know that you don't know that you can do it. Totally there. I totally get you. But it's a load of crap. You can totally do it. You are the person who needs to step up right now. There's something that you have not put into use that you've had in your back pocket this entire time. I know that it seems so vague to say that, but what I'm seeing here is this is an untapped resource in you, and you're closing off what seems to be a very painful chapter, and this is going to cause you to make a commitment. A commitment to what? Well, we had the Emperor. It's you being the Emperor. I don't care about what the gender identity of this is. You are the enforcer. You are the masculine. You are the go-getter. You got the momentum. So look, you are going to seem so incredibly pushy to people who probably haven't heard your voice in years. I see this as very slow progress. This has been a major time coming, long time coming. You haven't made the progress that you want, I get it. But it's been slowly building up to now. And it's like you took your eyes off of it and this just went by through the years. Now it's time for you to take action. I see complete victory, I see success, I see you taking the lead, and I see people looking at you in awe. You're very inspiring. These people are following right behind you. Whatever the hang-up is, you will be believed. Whatever the challenge is, you will overcome it. Whatever the position is, it's yours for the taking, and know that you are going to rock this. It's time for you to find your balance and center and your the wholeness in yourself. The whole of you is what I meant to say, but then it just kind of went off the rails. But hey, here we are. All right, this is going to change everything fast. It feels like it's an overnight success. Do you not realize that an overnight success is at least years in the making? This isn't anything overnight. The switch flipped overnight. And you pushing on ahead seems like it's overnight, but it was little build-up, little pebbles building into your empire, getting you to this point. It's time for you to be seen and heard and followed and respected. You are leaving the past in your wake and grabbing greatness. There's a new opportunity that's presenting itself to you, and it's a lot of earth energy. It's grounding. It could be financial. It could just be whatever the abundance of materialism is. The entire right-hand side of my face is lighting up with tingles right now. This is absolutely picking up on what you are going to hear moving forward. There is an audible sign about the future for you. So if you found your way across this, you may be at a place of indecision. And what I'm seeing in this is you do not do well with the unknown. You're probably losing your mind. This is, very low confidence for you. You're deathly afraid of making the wrong choice. But the thing is, it's not all this pressure on you. Quiet your mind and learn to listen to what the path is in front of you. Listen to what Spirit is telling you. Listen to what your gut is telling you. Listen to the options that are presenting themselves open to you. So I know the fear behind this. If you make a poor choice or one that has more challenges than you're willing to put up with, this is going to send you packing. This could absolutely turn your head on itself. But this is going to be a major commitment for you. You have to be all in. This isn't something that you can tiptoe around. Look at what we have here. You're afraid of not having the resources, failing, afraid of abandonment. All those fears are being realized right now. And what I see here is difficulty in choosing the path. You don't think that you can handle this. Well, not only are you going to handle it, you're going to rock it. You are so intimidated by how great you are, by your potential, by the fact that you know that you can handle this. You're intimidated by yourself. That point of intimidation in you is not you. That point of intimidation internally is what I think is the small voices of people who did not have the audacity to break out of their shell like you did, who didn't carry the banner like you did. But now it's your time to shine. There's two roads that diverged in a yellow wood, and you take the one less traveled by, and that's what makes all the difference. You're going to be amazing. Your ships are coming in. You can handle this. Somebody is seeing you shine and they want to be part of it. So I see that there's somebody who is coming up from the past. They're going to be reconnecting. I am getting a masculine figure, somebody who has a lot of pushiness about them too. Like, this is somebody who has a sense of authority, but not the actuality of authority. It feels like tyrant-like energy. This person's a complete punk. I'm not liking their energy. But they see you as the magician, so I see somebody stumbling in, offering you some sort of either a message or an offer, but absolutely some sort of passion, a little bit unhinged. This is still the very same person that they were. They want to show you that they've changed. I'm not seeing that they have changed. They feel like they missed a chance with you. Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is it looks like you're going to be talking to them. You're going to give them a chance. I see this as being initially a really good reconnection. They're going to win you over. It seems to be like stress is leaving this situation. But there's still something about them that doesn't seem right. Follow your gut on that person. It is devil-like energy. It's not the passion aspect either. It feels controlling. It feels angry. It feels abrasive. Even though they're presenting what seems to be smooth sailing, I don't think that this is actually smooth sailing. So I really want you to be cautious with it. What isn't this person telling you? They have not done the work. They're still going to breadcrumb. They really want to be grounded. They want to be focused, but they want you to depend on them. No. You don't have, it's a matter of want and need. You don't need to depend on anybody. You want to be able to depend on this person. I don't see that happening. I don't see the balance there. I see the reservation or the preservation or the the need to hold back. I really feel like you're walking on eggshells around this person. There's a lot that they left behind, but there's still a lot that they haven't dealt with. Be careful, tread lightly. I want you to be happy and safe. This looks like you'll be happy for a little while, but it's going to run its course. All right, so it looks like you are having a really hard time letting certain people in your life go. I see that there's a lot of excuses that have been made for this person. I get that you're afraid to move on into the future and not have all these key players and such important people to you in that realm. It doesn't mean that you won't ever talk to them again. It does mean that you need to let some people go so that you can move forward. What are the cracks in your foundation where you feel like you have to hold on to them? Why are you so afraid? Why are you so afraid of not having them exactly at your side? You know, I saw this in a movie a long time ago, and it does ring true, especially in these connections. You can love and miss somebody all you want, but it doesn't mean that they are going to be right for your life. It doesn't mean that it's going to be compatible. It's not going to be something that endures. So you can love and miss somebody, but send them love and light and continue about your day. And that's really hard to say because I want things to work out, but some things are not meant to work out, so better things can work out. Or sorry, more aligned things can work out. So what I'm seeing in this is you are in transition and you need to be fair not only to yourself but to this person. You're ready to take the leap, but you need to add some distance between you and whoever this is. And be very careful what you ask for, because you will get what you ask for, but it won't be what you end up wanting. And how does that look for you? It's because you're worried about timelines. You're going through this regeneration and you're afraid that you're somehow going to be too late on something. You're not. You're going to get what you want, but please don't do it on this idea that you're running out of time and that's all that there will ever be for you. The storyline has got to stop. You're meant for ascension. You're meant for happiness. You're meant for things to come together beautifully. You're not meant to suffer in such a needless way. So let go of this timeline. Start following your own path. Let what needs to go up in flames go up in flames. Let the flames die down into embers and then see what comes out of the ashes for you. It's a really meaningful time of the art of losing. What will be gained in this time for you? This is what you're calling in. So I want you to let your mind drift and wander and get focused on that. It's going to be pretty awesome. So Spirit is talking really loud with you right now. You have been asking for signs, and I know that it's probably in your best interest to be probably a little bit more detailed with the signs, but Spirit's been giving you signs nonetheless. The thing is, you're not letting yourself receive the signs. Like, you have a problem with receiving the very thing that you had asked Spirit for. There's a lot of doubt surrounding this. So this is talking about trying to keep a sense of peace despite outward experiences and actions. You have the regeneration. You're embarking on this new phase. Fate, even though it seems unfair at times, even though it seems cruel, it seems painful, what I'm seeing here is it still needs to come to fruition. The reason why this is hurting so much is because you have such a hard time receiving. I think that part of you has shut down, just waiting for this storm to pass, and it's not time for you to just lay down and wait for the storm to pass. Even though it seems like things are in ruin or chaos, it's time for you to allow yourself to evolve to closure. You are already evolving into this new phase of life, this new creation of yours. But the thing is, you don't really know what this is going to look like. You're in empathy overload. You're sensitive to everything, and not everything is what it seems. So that, again, is another reason why it's so important for you to find some sort of way to ground yourself. I feel this anxiety. I feel the panic. I feel this need to have an outburst. Your treasure is at hand. Your treasure is here. But the thing is, you are blind to it because you, I guess, need to close that old door. So what is this going to lead you to? Learning how to be in the present moment and stop dwelling on the future that hasn't happened yet. You're also going to be more perceptive to the signs. And then we have to the sea. I think it feels really practical. You don't need to relearn signs and episodes in your life that you've already gone through numerous times. I think it's going to take a really practical turn where you're just going to have a case of the efforts and be like, fine, we're going left. You're going to give all your cares and worries up, and that's literally what puts you into the flow state. Let go and let Spirit, let God, let Source, let whatever it is. You have a distant shore that you are going to wash up on and create an empire. All right, this is going to be a message from a loved one on the other side or from your main guide, but listen with an open heart and an open mind. There's a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow, and you can't have one without the other. If you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is to surrender and non-resistance. Soon enough, you'll see how easy it is to flow around it. Now is one of the times when you must trust the river of your life and go with the flow. And in no time, you'll reach what your heart and hopes, what you have your hearts and hopes set on. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for greater effort, you'll know exactly what you need to work in order for those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycles of your life, but just as you develop your skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust the currents, for we're right with you with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success. And we have a secret to tell you. If you act, all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of Spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How do you think is how you see the world. Interact with it and how you draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-create and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if it were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and they don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet, and you will be. You already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. So we know that you must be exhausted some days, giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautifully in service to the highest good. This can leave you feeling depleted, like an empty well. If it feels like there's no water for you, the good news is we have a plan. Today, go treat yourself. Go take a relaxing bath, book a massage, read a novel, buy yourself flowers, or plant in your garden. Take time for self-care, not more work on yourself. By tending to yourself now, you are reminded to do so more often. And be sure to use a word that may have caused you anxiety in the past, but is essential for your well-being now. No. Say it with us. No. No, I can't. You do not have to explain. Just gently say no, bend firmly, and go take a soak. Life will wait for you to bring you back to center, replenish, and ready for more adventure. This just goes with all the mini reads in the Daily Tarot and Oracle. Go check out the Daily Tarot and Oracle for April 14th. Not even kidding, 2022. Bye.